Hey everybody, my name is Shannon Musafir. I'm a Brooklyn-based cocktail consultant, spirits educator. I'm going to show you my favorite take on a hibiscus margarita inspired by growing up in Charleston, which is really bright and floral city, as are the flavors in this drink. I want to walk you through how to make the syrup, how to build a cocktail, and how to enjoy it. Okay, so the easy thing about this is you only need 3 simple ingredients to make this hibiscus syrup that's going to add that floral element to your margarita. I'm going to start off by toasting the spices. So to this, I'm going to add about 5 cloves over medium-high heat. Now I'm going to add 3 cinnamon sticks. I'm going to let that toast for about 15 or 20 seconds. And then I'm going to add the dried hibiscus flowers, which is where you're going to get that floral aroma. I'm going to stir it up a little bit, mix those flavors for you. So now we got some of those aromas cooking up in the pan. And I'm going to add the simple syrup, which is the base of this that I prepared beforehand. So what you will do is boil water and then add an equal part of grain sugar to it, whisk it, and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. So now we've got everything together. I'm going to stir it up. So I'm going to let this simmer for a bit. We're going to leave it until the liquid is a bright purple color, nice and vibrant. All right, so now I'm getting these really wonderful floral aromatic notes. I'm getting some spice notes. You know that you're headed in the right direction when you can start to smell that syrup calling your name. Okay, so this takes about 10 to 15 minutes. If you want a more intense flavor, there's nothing wrong with letting it go for a little bit longer. We call it low and slow. Once you let this hit this deep red purple, you can strain it off and start to use the syrup once it's cooled. If you want something more intense and you want to let it sit overnight, that's your prerogative. Me, I'm in no hurry, so I'm just going to keep stirring. All right, so now I allowed this to cool down a little bit. I'm going to take a little test before I move it off the pan to see if I like where it's at. Wow, delicious. Okay, so I got this bright, punchy cinnamon and clove note that pairs beautifully with those earthy tones that you'll find in the Patrón Silver. Meanwhile, the hibiscus is going to go really well with the citrus notes that you associate with the margarita, while adding a little bit of a savory je ne sais quoi. So this is something you could easily enjoy all year round. All right, so this is the moment we've all been waiting for. We've got our hibiscus syrup, which we prepared earlier. We strained off the solids. Now it's time to get to work on making this hibiscus margarita. I'm going to start by building with the sweet and the sour. And the reason why that's really important is that in the event that you make a mistake or you over pour, you can correct it before you add the spirit. Pretty standard bartender fare. I'm going to use orange Curaçao. Triple sec is pretty standard for a margarita, but I like this because it also has a little bit more of a tropical tone that goes with the hibiscus. Next, I'm going to add 3/4 ounce of lime, pretty standard for a margarita. And then our wonderful house-made hibiscus syrup, 3/4 ounce. What's lovely about this combination here is that you got a good amount of earthiness from the syrup, some spice from the orange Curaçao, and this kind of meets in the middle with this small batch tequila. That's 1 1/2 ounce. Okay, so next, most important part, shaking. You want to make sure you put a lot of energy into this. It's not just to make the drink cold. You want to integrate all the ingredients. You want to aerate it. I like to say you're shaking it to wake it. So don't be shy on this part. All right, so now the shaker is almost what I call too cold to hold. What you want to see when you look inside the shaker is a nice kind of foam on the top, which indicates that everything's been mixed together properly and it's all integrated. So now that we got that going on, we're going to pour it into our rim glass over a big rock and enjoy that beautiful pink color that comes from the hibiscus. And then, as you typically would with a margarita, I'm going to garnish it with a lime wheel. Just going to float it on the top. Really nice and easy. So there we have it, our hibiscus margarita with Patrón Silver. Wow, so complex. So it has everything that you love about a traditional margarita. It's bright, it's refreshing, it's citrusy, but the wonderful thing about the Patrón Silver is that it has these green, refreshing, crisp notes, and that totally harmonizes with what you're getting out of hibiscus, which is bright and floral, but not too sweet. Meanwhile, using this orange Curaçao in light of triple sec means you get more spice. That also goes with the brighter nature of the Patrón Silver. Well, it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Thank you for sticking around to learn about this Hibiscus Margarita. If you enjoyed this recipe, you can find it on Food52, as well as other cocktail recipes. Hope to see you soon.